How's it going, everyone? In this video, we're going to be installing some spacers on a Mini Cooper S. This is a F56. Today, I'm actually at CoGarage. This makes it a lot easier to lift your vehicle, to work on it, and you're going to see this is pretty straightforward. I'm going to show you step by step. All right, so what we have here are 13 millimeter spacers on the top, 15 on the bottom. You're going to see there 13 and 15. Burger Motorsports makes a great set. It's going to come with all of the extended lug bolts, which are specific to the Mini Cooper. You're gonna see 20 total. And what we're gonna do here is basically start by removing the wheels. So taking a look at the wheels here, these are 205, 45, 17, right? 17 being the rim size. I do have this car on the lift already, but by putting the spacer, it's gonna just sit a little more flush. Stay tuned, I'm gonna make other videos. What I plan on doing is possibly running a 215, just to give me a little more width. I have a Burger Motorsports tuner that's giving more power, which is harder to put the power down on this Mini, kind of peels out a little more. This is my first time using a lift, and what makes it really easy is you can see I have the car raised pretty much to the level that makes it easy to remove the wheels. Of course, here in Los Angeles, CoGarage has a ton of tools, everything I pretty much need to start working on this car. Let me also show you one more tool that I find super helpful for this Mini. It's going to be these little sticks here, and it allows you to rest your wheel on these while you're taking off the other bolts. Those of you that have worked on Mini wheels know that when you pull these lug bolts out, that wheel is going to fall on you. So this is a must-have. I'm going to link it down below, and that way you can work on your wheels easier. But just to remove these bolts, this is a 17 millimeter for the wheels. Crack these before you lift the vehicle up so they're not spinning on you. So let's remove all 4 of those wheels. You're gonna see I removed the first lug bolt. I like to kind of center that there. This is what I'm referring to. Super useful. It's an M14 by 1.25, and you're just going to thread this in to your lug bolt there, and then just kind of pull it back to make sure it's locked in place. So I'm gonna remove the 4 other lugs here, and then you're gonna see the wheel is gonna rest on this, and I can just pull it off. This is a very useful item to have. It's a non-marring socket. 17 millimeter is what we use for the lugs here. What it means by non-marring is you're gonna see some of these are kind of scratched. This makes sure that you don't scratch your rims as much when you're spinning these. So always nice to have these, and it's here at the shop, which is nice. The whole wheel's resting on it, and you're gonna see I'm gonna just pull the wheel off. Makes it super easy, and then you can just leave that on to put the wheel back on when you're ready. Let's take a closer look here at the whole hub space. You want to look out for rust or anything like that that's corroding here. This is where we're going to be mounting the spacer, and you can see we're in Southern California. Beautiful day today. A little snow on the mountains over there. But what we want to do is make sure this is as smooth as possible, and then I'm just going to put some anti-seize all over this so that the spacer doesn't stick onto it. Y'all are working on your brakes. Now is a good time to do so. Where it rains a lot or there's definite rust, snow, things like that, make sure to take your time on this so that way you have no issues in the future. So let's get a quick start here. If you want to hit this with brake cleaner to get some of that residue, maybe a little bit of that gunk off there, you could. I think this is good enough. So what I'm going to do here is just attach the spacer. Let me show you how. The next thing we're going to be doing is adding some anti-seize. Nickel or copper is fine. You're going to kind of spread it all over this mating surface. When we put the spacer on, this doesn't stick years down the road or months down the road. This doesn't stick and make it a pain to take it off. You want to try to do this with a glove of some sort so you don't get it on your fingers. The pea size should be fine. You're kind of just going to spread it around, make sure it's there. Obviously, the rustier of an area you are, the more of this you want to use. I just want to make sure it doesn't stick for some reason at any point. Obviously, avoid your brakes. You don't want to put this on your brake pad. One of the areas to put it is right around where the spacer is going to rest. You don't need to put it all the way around, but at least partly, so that way it's easier to remove if for some reason it does rust on there. On the rear, I'm going to be running 15 millimeter spacers. You're going to see here, it tells you 15 millimeter there, so it kind of helps you remember. 5 by 112. Then of course, just align your hole. Now is a good time to come reattach this helpful tool here. See there, it's nice and secure. And then if you want to put some anti-seize on the outside of this spacer and then along this rim here, you certainly can. Again, I'm in Southern California, so no need here. Make sure to not skip that step if you are somewhere snowier, because this outside of the spacer could also stick onto your wheel as well. All right, so just taking a look here, we're gonna have the rear lugs and then the front lugs. The reason I say rear is because remember the rear is gonna be 15 and then the front is gonna be 13. So what's nice is these are longer. Make sure not to mix them up with your standard factory ones. These are all gonna be the same length, which is nice. But again, we have the rear here, the front here. And once I add the rears on, I'm gonna start putting a set of these in here. This doesn't matter because they're all the same length, but I wanna make sure that I have organization, so it's nice to keep these boxes here. And the cool thing with Burger Motorsports is they don't charge you extra for these lugs. They come with the set there. All right, so just in case you guys do get these mixed up, which happens all the time, what's really nice here at CoGarage, they're gonna have a way to measure it. So not only could you check the thread, but you could also check the length. And you're gonna see there, obviously, excuse me, I got one hand. That's super convenient to have that here at the space. Now we're gonna go ahead and start re-adding the lugs. For now, I'm going to tighten them and then we're gonna hand torque them once the vehicle is on the ground to the proper spec. The process is the same exact on all four wheels. So I'm just gonna kind of show you quickly on a time lapse here what it looks like on the front, start to finish. We're gonna sand this down. We're gonna add some anti-seize spacer, more anti-seize on the outside if you're in a cold, rainy area. And then we're gonna kind of throw the wheel on just as we did, torque it down, and then hand torque once it's on the ground there. All right, everyone, we got the spacers on. They look really good. Again, on the back, we have a 15 millimeter, on the front is a 13. You're gonna see that these are 205 in width and they still don't stick out. I think if you run a 215 tire with these spacers, you should still be fine. 225 is right here, it starts to rub. And so, yeah, this is gonna be a work in progress. Looks really good, again, subtle, but gives it a little more stance. Hope this was helpful, y'all. Again, thank you to CoGarage for giving me the space. Definitely want to make sure that I come here more often. I have so many more tools, access. It's kind of peace of mind. I'm in the shade with other professionals here. Comment down below any questions you may have if you're running on your Mini these spacers, you're thinking about it. Glad to be a resource. With that said, have a great day, have a great evening. Striker out.